Hey, so funny that sound. Hi y'all, happy Monday. I'm so excited for our guest speaker tonight, Erin. She is amazing. I've been following her on Instagram for a couple months and I randomly was like, reached out and was like, you're just so cool. Would you mind training our team? And she's awesome. And I'm really pumped for y'all to hear her story and just a little bit more about who she is, but also her journey with Arbonne. And I think it's always so cool to hear people's stories and to see how we relate to them. Because it's so true that everyone's journey is different and there's no right or wrong journey in Arbonne. Everybody's journey is theirs for a reason. So I'm super pumped for y'all to hear from her. But before we pass the baton over, I just wanted to share some quick fun announcements. Y'all probably saw today, like, oh my gosh, thank you, Arbonne. Literally, they always just spoil us so much with the most incredible incentives. So today, they launched a zero sign-up fee for any new preferred client with 150 order, plus zero sign-up fee for new consultants with a 250 order. That's actually lower than what it normally is. It's normally 500. So this is insane, y'all. Like, definitely take advantage of this. Let all of your preferred clients know. Let all of your people that are on the fence about the business know, because I mean, that's a 30-day kit, or like, a couple of little things here and there. So that's like nothing, y'all, which is just wild. And then also preferred clients will get a free gift this month on a 150 order. So lots of things. Thank you, Arbonne, just so kind, and like helping us take our businesses to the next level. So on that note, and taking our businesses to the next level, I'm super pumped for everybody to hear from Erin tonight. She is an ERVP, so Executive Regional Vice President. She is amazing. She studied American Ethic, Minorities, and Social Justice in school, and she has a background working in nonprofits, and she's going to share a little bit more about all that tonight. And y'all, her mission is to provide the resources to people in and outside of Arbonne, but to help them make a bigger impact and supporting humanity through love and activism. She's a mama of two super cute kids. She's from Northern California. She's a foodie, just amazing. She's so spunky. Like, if y'all follow her on Instagram, she's just like totally authentic on Instagram, which I really appreciate. And like, I mean, I just think it's amazing when people can be themselves on social media. So definitely go check her out on Instagram. She's a yogi, loves cooking, eating, musicals, like all the things. So y'all will just love her. And I know a lot of you in here will probably relate to all of those things as well. So I'm going to toss it over to you, Erin. And let me go ahead and put the spotlight on you so we can see your beautiful face. There we go. Pin. Okay.
Oh, I just want to thank you. Oh,
okay. We're good.
Are you ready for me?
We're ready.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I believe so much that time is so precious. And so I just want to thank you guys for sharing your time with me. I think that when I have the chance to share with people, I honestly think that although I'm asked to come in to share something with you guys, I feel like I gain so much. And so I just want to thank you guys for that already, because your time here makes an impact on me, and I'm very grateful for it. Gabby shared a lot of my background, and I appreciate that. I'm Northern California born and raised, like diehard Bay Area girl. If you guys are at all familiar with Northern California, I like literally have like the San Francisco and Oakland skyline muraled on the wall in my bedroom. I would show it, but there's like a huge mess over there right now because that's life. I studied at Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo down on the Central Coast. I loved what I studied when I was there, and I was completely immersed in the world of ethnic studies and social justice. I felt so at home because I was raised surrounded by such a diverse group of people. And when I went to the Central Coast, that wasn't necessarily what I found myself in. And so I actually went into studying that so I could be in a space where I felt that I was surrounded by the people who I felt best and most alive around. And I am somebody who truly follows my heart. That led me to making that decision. And I think that through following your heart and surrounding yourself in a space where you feel alive and energetic and excited is exactly where you are supposed to be. It might not always be the same place. It will change as you change. And I think that that's something that's so beautiful and so exciting about this space that we're in with Arbonne. We so often talk about this community, what a wonderful community it is. But one of the things that I love so much is not just the existing community that we have here, but the fact that we get to build our own communities and develop our own culture within our own teams that we develop. And when you find yourself in this Arbonne space, if you feel like you need something different, something that's new and going to excite you in a new, different way, you can bring that into this space. And that is something that I have truly found is one of the greatest gifts in growing and keeping going in this business. When I first started Arbonne, I had a long-standing career in nonprofit. I loved doing that work. I found that I literally chose impact over income. So when my husband and I started a family, it wasn't really a will I stay at work or will I not, because even putting my kids in childcare would have costed more than the income that I was making. But I also wanted to be at home with my kids. I wanted to be present because it is so important to me that I leave the world a better place than I found it. And I think that in having children, they're little love bugs, but they're also a tool to make a greater impact on the world. I wanted to raise them. I wanted to teach them and hand down my values so they could grow into people that knew that they could make a difference if they lived on purpose. With that said, I can't be just mom. I love it. It is absolutely one of my favorite hats I wear. But if I want to be the best possible mom I can be, I need to have something for myself. I can't lose myself in mom. And so when I had my kids, I was looking and I dabbled in things and I looked for things. And I am a very, very passionate person. And there are things that I am good at. There are things that I absolutely love. And I learned really quickly that when I try to monetize my hobbies, I hate them. And I did not want to stop loving the things that I loved. And it was really challenging for me to find myself in this mom space, doing something that I loved, but also bringing in an income that would still give me the independence that I always had before being a wife and before being a mom. And I was looking, but my mind was not open enough. I thought that it was, but it wasn't. And I say that because my mind was very closed to something like Arbonne. I knew about it. I thought I knew all about it, but I was wrong. And when I took the time to truly open my mind and open my heart that everything that I was looking for was in what I thought was a box I never wanted to open, I had such a bigger vision for what was possible and realized that because this is different for everybody, it could serve me exactly how I wanted it to. And what I learned is that the hobbies, the passions, everything that I love could be elevated and escalated because of Arbonne. And I realized that what I saw Arbonne as before, which was a health and wellness business, was not the only thing that it was. That health and wellness business is the vehicle to everything that we could ever ask for. And when I learned that it wasn't just a health and wellness business and realized what that vehicle could be, I jumped in with both feet. And I want all of you guys to think of it as that when you think of it for yourself and when you share it for other people. Because I know that when it was shared with me, my first thought was, my dream is not to have a health and wellness business. And I thought to myself, if it was, I would pick my ingredients. I would design my packaging. I would have the cutest brick and mortar that looked like the store in Schitt's Creek that is so cute with all that old brick and those beautiful shelves. It wouldn't be Arbonne. But when I realized that that's not what this was the vehicle to my dreams. But I can stand behind everything that this company is doing, what the founders family stood for, what these products can offer people. My mind was blown. And I want you guys to think of that. And that is why I want to share with you guys today about having a business that is aligned with your own personal values and how that can cast vision for other people and the importance of showing up and being so full of belief that you are able to show people what this can be for them. Because so often what we share is only that we have a health and wellness business, which is a wonderful thing. You guys, I have a minor in nutrition. I was a Pilates instructor. I'm all about the health and wellness. I like live for my yoga. Okay. It's not something that I wasn't on board with, but I just wanted more than that. And that's what people need to see. But you also need to understand that when they join this business, they're going to join you. And there are so many incredible people in Arbonne who can help us cast vision for people that we are prospecting. But ultimately, you are going to be the one that they join. You are going to be the one that they lock arms with. You are going to be the one that shows them the way, that coaches them, that they are going to want to be within this business. So you need to show up fully. You need to show up as your best self. Because when you are showing up as that person, so true to who you are, you're going to love yourself more. And it might feel hard because maybe that means that you aren't going to fit into the box that somebody wants you to be in, or it might not be the expectations that have been put on you. But if you are being that person, the love that you receive from that is not going to be real, true, authentic love. And then you won't love yourself fully because you know it's not the true version of yourself. And when you are so true to who you are, the love that you receive is the best kind of love because you know that it is for who you truly are. And then you love yourself even more. And your confidence builds, and the fears and the hesitations as to why you're doing this subside. And you get to shine so bright. And I will tell you guys, when I started this, I was so worried about what other people would think. Like, hands down, I feared the judgment. But that was because I was judgmental before I understood what this was. And the way that I was able to overcome that was by showing up fully, by really aligning myself with what I wanted and not being afraid to tell people what I saw in this business. And when I was able to boldly share that, they began to understand too. And so I want you guys to do that. So I'm going to give you guys some stuff. And I seriously, you guys, I want you to like hunker down, like go climb in the fort in the backyard, whatever you have to do, and apply this as soon as possible because we have fees waived. Okay. So you're going to want to be excited and you're going to want to go reach out to all the people because all of a sudden, like you might be like, oh my gosh, like I thought of somebody new, or this is something that I can say. And I hope that that's what you take away from this. Okay. So what I want you guys to do, and so much of this is stuff that I'm sure you guys have already heard, but maybe you'll think of it in a different light. Okay. So we all know that we need a why, right? Sometimes you hear you need a why that makes you cry. Sometimes you hear you need a why that makes you work. Okay. Either one, as long as you're moving forward, it's the right why, but it has to be big and it has to be something that drives you because if you have a why, then you have the way. And if you know the direction you're going, you're going to be able to keep moving forward and grow your vision in massive ways. So what I want you guys all to do is to think about your why. And I'm not going to walk you guys all through this because it can literally take an hour and a half. So you can like do the actual steps like on your own. But I want you to like sit and like dive deep into these things. Okay. I want you guys to take your why. And we all have a surface why. We all have a quick why. Why did you start Arbonne? Because I wanted more money. I wanted to have something that was my own. I wanted to dive into my health and wellness and I wanted to share that with other people. I wanted more time. I wanted the community, right? We all have our surface why. Okay. I want you to take that quick why and I want you to dive into it. And I don't want you to be scared to dive into it. And I think that very often we're scared to dive into our why. Sometimes I've heard people say like, I'm not going to cry over my why. And what I believe is that it's because we're unwilling to break the surface and to peel back the layers of who we are and perhaps trauma that we've experienced. So when I say trauma, I think that sometimes people think that that has to be like this one big event, right? But that trauma can be subtle things that happened over long periods of time, or, you know, things that have been ingrained in our beliefs that we didn't even realize were there until we dive into it. And it's something that you can do on your own. It's something that you can partner up with somebody and do. But you need to keep asking yourself, why, why, why? So a quick example of that for me, okay? Why did you start an Arbonne business? Because I wanted more money. Why did you want more money? Because a lot of the conflict that was happening in my household was stress around our finances. Why did you want to change that? Because other than that, we had an incredibly happy marriage, happy family, happy household. We had so much to be grateful for, but that was where the weight was, and I wanted to remove it. Why did you want to remove that piece of the weight? I wanted to remove that piece of the weight because I wanted to feel a sense of peace around our finances. Why do you want to feel a sense of peace around your finances? Because I grew up in a family that was actually very comfortable financially, but they talked about money like they could lose it at any moment. And the mindset around that was total scarcity. And so there was always stress about finances. And I grew up hearing that constantly. And I knew as a young child that we didn't have to worry, but that's always how the conversation went. Not just like with my parents, like with my aunts and my uncles and my grandparents. Like it was always how they talked about it. And it was something to me that I knew was unnecessary. And I want to alleviate unnecessary stress between me and my husband. I don't want it to be put onto my children because I believe that it can be fixed if we don't have to worry about money. That's why I started my Airbnb business. Okay. But sometimes we don't really realize like what those root things are. Like we sat around and just heard these conversations over and over. It took me a while to like peel that back, right? And it even helped me understand why when I was in college, I took a job as a bartender, and it was because the money was great, but I also like blew all my money, you guys. Like I would just like go shopping all the time and like tip big. I never saved it, but it was because what I craved was the feeling of abundance with money. Right. And it took me a really long time to understand that. So I want you guys to like peel back those layers, because once you really understand why you are here and whatever that looks like, what you're going to be able to do is know like your first Arbonne goal, right? And it's okay if it's about you, you guys. I know that we say like we need to make it about other people, and that is very true. And I will be talking about that. But like if your first thing needs to be about you, that is okay. We need to be a little bit selfish. You need to take care of yourself, right? You can't pour from an empty cup. And so if part of why you're here is because of things that you desire, you guys, that is okay. It's okay to want. Okay. It absolutely is. I give you permission to want to remodel your kitchen or to have a swimming pool or to whatever, buy earrings in 8 different colors. I mean, these were like $9 on Etsy, but whatever, right? Like, whatever it is, like I give you permission for that, because what that does is it opens up the door to having an abundant mindset, which you need to have on every level in this business. But the other part about that is when you do have an abundant mindset around money, what will happen is you will have the extra whose other people's lives depend on. And that's where your impact is going to come in. So I want you guys to focus on this why. That will be your first goal. Once you know what that is, then I want you guys to start expanding your vision. Ask yourself, once I accomplish that thing, envision your team is growing and expanding and your paycheck is growing and it is exciting and it is on fire and people are like, what are you guys doing? Tell us your secrets, right? You are that person. What are you going to do next? And answer that question until you can't stop. But don't stop because you can't think bigger. I want you to stop because you're actually going to feel like now you know the work. Now you know the purpose that you are here. Okay, so maybe after that, you're going to be like, I want to buy a second home. I want to buy a home for my parents and my grandparents. And then after that, I'm going to pull my kids out of school for 2 years and we're going to travel all over the world. Oh, my business is still growing. Well, I feel like I'm going to have everything that I want. Well, then if I have more money, what am I going to do with it? You know what calls to my heart space is foster children. I want to help foster children, right? Like you're going to find that thing, right? That might trigger you, that pulls on your heartstrings, right? You're going to find your pain point, your area that you truly want to serve. And it's going to make you keep going, because what you are going to learn is there is somebody out there whose future depends on you moving forward. We all have an impact that we are here to make. It might be on hundreds and thousands of people. It might be on one person. But the beautiful thing about Arbonne is that it gives us flexibility. It doesn't have to be just one thing. So many people say that when you start an Arbonne business and you bring people onto your team, you're opening mini franchises. To me, I feel that every time somebody joins my team, it's the potential for a new nonprofit because it's another person who can make an impact in that way. And collectively, what we can do can be so massive. And so often, the exact people who want to make an impact in such a positive way for the planet, for humanity, they don't have the resources to make the impact that they want to make. They don't have the skill set, not just the financial resources, but the skill set to lead in a way that can make a massive impact. Often those are things that we learn through education that people might not have access to, right? They don't have the leadership skills. We have all the leadership training under the sun here, you guys, for free, right? You bring people in here, and I grew up in a family full of activists, right? But so much of activism is this passion-driven thing, which is great. But sometimes that energy needs to be like honed down and like kind of like, okay, let's do this and we'll make more progress, right? And it's something that we need to work on, but this can offer them those resources. And so I want you guys to think of it that way. Who are the people that are going to help you make that impact? For you, it might be one thing. For somebody else, it might be something else. And so with that, okay, I want you guys to work through, create this big, massive vision, right? I don't want you to stop. I want you to be bold enough to think about what you can really do. Before Arbonne, I felt so small in the world. I thought, how could I, as one person, make the impact I want to make? And now I know how it's possible. And I want you guys to feel the same way. So this we are going to do together. Okay. I want you guys to close your eyes. Unless you're driving, don't close your eyes. But I want you guys to just close your eyes. And I want you guys to envision something. I want you guys to think about something. I want you to envision that you are at a retreat and you're with your Arbonne VP team. These are all people who have achieved the VP level, the top 2% in Arbonne, because you were bold enough to ask. And it has trickled down. And you have so many VPs, and you're looking at them and you're thinking, I never imagined my team would be this big with so many fearless leaders. I want you guys to picture where you are. I don't want you to picture a place you've already seen a VP retreat somewhere on social media or one that you've been to, but the exact perfect space where you and your VPs would be your happiest, your most true selves, your most comfortable. I want you to envision what you're doing. It might be different. It might not be what you've seen other people do. It might be somewhere where you've never seen people in Arbonne be. I want you to envision what you guys are talking about, the emotions that you have. Are you guys laughing? Are you passionately sharing all of the amazing things that you're doing? Are you getting vulnerable with each other? How do you feel with these people? I want you to envision them not as people who are currently on your team or on your ask list. I want you to envision them just as avatars and envision what these people are able to do and the impact that they are able to make because of Arbonne. What change are they making? What difference are they making in people's lives? Where do they want to go with this business? When people look at you and your VP team in awe of the mission-driven work that you are doing.
Hey, Erin, I think your earphones are going out of battery.
I'm gonna move out. Hang on.
Okay. By the way.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. And I want you guys to think of this space and I want you to feel it. Okay. you guys can open your eyes now. And I want you guys to know that that is a goal. That is what you are working for. And I want you to think about who those people are. I want you to think of their values. And I want you to ask yourself, are you asking those people right now? Have you shared Arbonne with those people in a way that is going to let them know what they're capable of in this space? Have you introduced them to the vision that they could have through this? I want you to ask yourself, are you showing up as somebody who will attract those types of people? Social media is one of the greatest gifts that we have, you guys. And maybe today's your first day and you're like, this lady, she's kind of crazy. She's talking about some really big stuff over here. I got some big vision, you guys. But maybe today's your first day, okay? And maybe you want to eat at the good sushi restaurant. You guys make that your goal, okay? But with this big stuff, you guys, you might not be where you're at yet, okay? Maybe you are super passionate about the environment, you guys, and maybe you are not yet in a place where you can do the work that you want to do, okay? It doesn't mean that you don't care. And social media is a space where you can help people make the impact that you want to make. You can follow people who are doing the work that you want to do. You can follow accounts that are educating you on the work that you want to do so you can learn more. That's what's inspiring. We all follow people on social media. There's amazing people that we can follow. But I always tell my team, gut check yourself and ask yourself, is it inspiration or is it comparison? If it's comparison, get rid of it, okay? Just get rid of it. It's not good. It's not good, okay? It should only help you feel better about what you're doing, who you are, and where you're going. Anything else? Okay? So when it comes to this vision and the things that you want to do, follow accounts that are educating people on how to be, I'm just using environmentalism as an example. It's, a big thing that Arbonne's all about, right? About sustainability and how you can be more sustainable in and out of Arbonne, right? That's a great way to show up, even if you're not there yet. Even if the philanthropic work you want to do, the impact you want to make is aspirational at this point, you can still share that with people and people will say, whoa, I'm into that. Like, I'm learning from you. That is so cool. And then when you reach out to them and share how Arbonne can be a vehicle for more, they're going to identify that you guys are aligned in your values. And that's what's so cool. And maybe environmentalism isn't their jam, right? Maybe they want to save dogs, okay? But what you're doing is you're saying, this is my thing. What is yours? It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but it's the vision casting of what else is possible for you and saying it's also possible for them. And so show up in that way. Be excited about where you're going and be bold enough to tell people that that's what you're going to do. You don't have to be there yet, because you guys, you're not going to get there if you don't tell anybody what's possible, right? Be confident in where you're going. Share what you want to do with this. It will excite people that you believe in this possibility. And when people see it for more than just health and wellness, which you guys, Arbonne is fantastic. I am not dissing these products, you guys. I use them all day, every day, right? But it's so much more than the products. And people need to see that if they're going to step into this space. And so I want you guys to think about your why, dive into it, peel back the layers. I want you guys to expand your vision so big that you're like, damn, I can do some serious stuff in this lifetime. I want you to be surprised at yourself of what you've learned you can do. I want you to think about those people that you want to be in that room with you, that you want to be your VPs. I want you to write down their names. Think about how you can attract them. Ask for referrals of people who are like that, okay? And then you guys, I want you to be bold enough to ask. Every day when I sit down to do my Arbonne work, I ask myself, Erin, if the next, however many people I'm asking that day, 5 people, 20 people, 7 people, you ask, are going to say yes and be VPs on your team, who are you going to ask today? I am not asking the low-hanging fruit if those are going to be my yeses. I'm not. But at the same time, when you're going to be courageous enough to ask those people, you also need to be showing up as somebody who's going to attract them, who they're going to understand. And if your social media isn't jam-packed with all this stuff, don't stress about it. Don't stress about it, okay? I have news for you. I have a tip for you all. You can all make your own DA, whether it's day 1 or year 15. You can make your own DA, and this is what I encourage my entire team to do. We call it the 6-minute DA. It has 6 talking points. Más o menos 60 seconds each. Sometimes we talk a little bit more on one and a little bit less on other, but what it gives you is something brief enough that people will actually listen to, okay? And so if the conversations have not been there, if the social media doesn't look this way, if you have not been talking about these things in conversations already, you guys, that is okay, because you can do this, okay? The 6-minute DA, it's so simple. You can talk to your VP. I usually have them do it with me just so we can do it, and we break it down. I say, leave me a 1-minute box and share your story with me. Who you are, not words somebody else has said, but who you are. Because when people watch this video, as I said in the beginning, you're the one that they're joining. So you need to paint that picture of how amazing you are, because you are amazing. Each person is unique and special and different in the best ways. Like, don't try to be somebody else, because the best person you're going to be is you. So in that story, find out what makes you unique, right? And you don't have to feel like you have to like go and toot your own horn and be like, hi, this is Erin, I'm super awesome. Like, no, it doesn't have to be that. Like, I like share what I studied and that I have kids and like that I like having dirty feet over pedicures. Like, you know, like it's just like, okay, that's who you are, right? Like, it doesn't have to be this weird, awkward thing, which I used to think my DA had to be, right? But it can be whatever you want it to be and compliant. So you want to share your story, okay? You guys want to share Arbonne, but you guys, sometimes this can feel overwhelming, right? We have all these scripts that say 1,000,001 things about Arbonne. You guys, share what about Arbonne aligns with your values, okay? This is just to dangle the carrot, right? Once they want to learn more, you could share so much with them, right? But we don't want to share so much in the beginning that they get bored, a confused mind says no, right? I share that we're a B Corp, you guys. It's one of my favorite things about Arbonne. I share that when I did the research for this company, I did what most people do, and I learned about the products and the ingredient policy, but the thing that sucked me in, you guys, is I went real deep. I'm like a detective over here. I learned all about Petter, and I learned about his family, because I was raised that the way that you spend your dollar makes an impact. And I needed to know that if I was encouraging people to spend their money in this space, it had to make an impact. And man, you guys, Petter, it's a beautiful soul right there, okay? We are in the right place. And that's what I share. I share that we've been around for 40 years because it's important to me that a company has roots. But maybe for you, it's that you can work from your cell phone, right? Maybe you love sharing that this is, you know, a social business, whatever it is, you guys, to you, because they're going to join you, right? They're not going to join me. They're going to join you. So it's important that you share what Arbonne is that is value aligned with yourself. Share the ingredient policy. That's an awesome thing that we have, and you can keep it simple, right? You can say, we are plant-based, we are non-GMO, we are vegan, we are gluten-free, we are non-allergenic, we are sustainably sourced, we're globally sourced. What's great goes in and what's yucky is not in there. Done, right? Like, it can be very simple, you guys. It does not need to be perfect. They'll get the gist, right? There's some awesome little words, you know, that you can say. Cruelty-free. People love hearing cruelty-free, right? Little bunny, right? People love hearing that, right? So just say the things that people want to hear, but you don't have to like go into every little detail, because it starts like this sometimes, you know, but they'll be like, oh, that sounds good, right? That sounds good, right? Share the ingredient policy. Share the products and what they mean to you, because I think that these products are not just products. I think these products have a purpose, and that's what I share, because I am nurturing by nature. I want to take care of all the people. I define my happy by everyone around me is happy. But guess what? That means that I can get depleted real quick. So I know that I need to fill my own cup. Self-care is something that I have to practice every single day. I have to remind myself every day to take care of myself. And I will tell you guys, Arbonne has been the thing that has taught me to do that consistently. I believe that health is the root of self-care. These products are easy buttons to our health. That's what I share. I'm like, then we learn how we can feel good and that we want more of it. And when we're taking care of ourselves, we can show up better for the world, whether it's for our jobs, our families, if we want to do our Arbonne business, whatever it is, right? That's what I share. Maybe for you, it's taught you how to be healthy. Maybe for you, you were always super healthy and it taught you that it didn't have to be this giant labor to be healthy, right? That we all have something, how these products have made an impact on us. Share what we have. That's important, that people know that we have that transparency piece. So they're not like, but what do you even sell? We don't want that, right? We want that transparency piece. But when they understand that it has meaning to you, that is so cool, right? Share the business. It can be, again, super simple, and it can be compliant, right? You don't have to go into all the numbers. You can just say, we make a compensation on the products that we sell. Often people come back for more, so that's fantastic. But a really great way to grow this business is to build a team. We get to show people how to do it. Arbonne compensates us based on their success, and therefore their success is our success, so we're invested in that. But what drives us, what I say is what drives us, is our why. And so not only am I invested in their success in numbers, but even more so, I'm emotionally invested on what is possible for them, because once they know and I know how Arbonne can make an impact on them, I never want them to quit, ever. I want them to go straight to the top. So it's an emotional investment as well, which is really beautiful, and that leads to the community. And I think that it's so important that we share what surprised us about Arbonne. For me, it's a community, it's the personal growth, right? That we get to build a culture here. And then share a little bit of vision casting and possibilities. And hang on, I'm typing this out for you guys as I go. Okay, there, those are the things. There's a 6-minute DA right there. You know, what surprised the vision casting and possibility, where you can just say, you guys, I know that this is going to be a vehicle for me to help make the impact on helping puppies that I want to, or whatever it is for you, right? But you guys can do that and work on those things, make 6-minute boxes, 6 1-minute boxes, and then you have your DA, you guys, and you have something that you can share. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it helps you talk about this with people. And so do these exercises, know why you're here, know where you want to go, know who you want to bring and do this with and make an impact with. Then share it like your life depends on it, you guys. And the strongest tool you have is your belief. Remind yourself every day that you can. You said yes because you knew something was possible here. You knew you could. You knew it was there, you guys. Arbonne is simple. It doesn't always feel easy, but it is simple. And there are a million things that are so much harder than Arbonne, you guys. This is a gift. This is a gift. And people are looking for something like this every single day. But so often they're like me and don't see it for what it is. And so we are the ones that have to show them. You can make time for this. You can find time for this, because I promise you that it will be so, so worth it. So I hope that these tools helped you a little bit. I hope that all of you guys find something within you that you know you are meant to do, that will fill you with purpose, that will allow you to serve others, and that will help you realize that you are so worthy of this space and everything that it can bring to you, and that the world is waiting for you. And there is no reason to wait. I want to thank you guys so, so, so much for having me. It means the world to me. I love seeing your faces. I never put myself big because I love looking at all of you guys. And I hope I get to meet all of you guys in real life someday. It would make me so happy. If you ever see me, ever, I don't know where all of you guys are, like flag me down. that makes me the happiest. I was at the boardwalk riding roller coasters with my kids a few days ago, and this sideline was like, Erin Brockman! And it like made my day. It literally made my day, because that is the coolest thing about Arbonne. Like, we can go all over the country, all over the world, and we have this connection piece. And it is so cool. And you can create that like spider web, you know, in those detective shows where they're like stringing all the strings together. Like, you can do that, and you can connect people in so many amazing ways. You just have to be bold enough to do so. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank
I don't know you, but I love you.
Thank you so much. That was amazing.
That was so awesome. Everyone's blowing up the chat right now, but thank you so much. Does anyone have any quick questions before we hop off? And I just like definitely make sure that you follow Erin on Instagram. You can shoot her a message if there's something that you wanted to chat more about. She has so many training topics. We were kind of chatting back and forth on Instagram, and obviously all of us are very committed to our I stories and our why. So this was such an awesome topic, especially right now with just like you said, what's going on this month with all the free promotions and talking to people about why they need to do Arbonne and like the bigger picture and the vision with all that. So it was really fitting with everything. Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions or want to chime in before we hop off? All right. Well, happy Monday, and thank you again so much. And I know I'm so excited for like in-person events to be able to actually see people and like squeeze them again. Can't wait.
Thank you so much, Erin. That was amazing.
Bye, y'all. Happy Monday.
Bye, everybody.